How to make a C&C cage. First step you need to do is decide how big you need your cage to be, how many animals you want to put in it, what color of the grids that you want, what color coroplast you want. Take the grids, put them together, play around with them, see how they're going to fit in the space that you have. You put them together with these little connectors, which they just pop into place. We were trying to figure out how to put a cage together that we could split in half, so we were putting grids down the center to see how things would work and what would fit in the area that we had. These connectors, as you can see, are easily put into place, but they don't hold real well. So once you get the size cage you want, which we picked out a 2x6 area to hold 4 guinea pigs, you need to hold them together with cable ties, which do not usually come in the package with the grids and connectors, and they come, you can get them just about anywhere. You can get them in different colors, and you just put them together. I would suggest one at the top of the grid, one near the bottom of the grid to really hold it together well. C&C cage is very easy to get to, very easy to clean, and we were trying to reorganize this room because we foster pigs for the rescue that we run, and as you can see, we have a mess in the room. We have hamsters, we have 2 C&C cages full of guinea pigs already, we have a cage with rats in it, and we have another mom-to-be. These 2 cages that are stacked on top of each other, these pigs are the ones that are going to be going in the C&C cage, and then we're going to move those out of the room and reorganize things. Once you have the grids set together to the size that you want, your next step is to measure. You measure the length and the width inside the grids, leaving 1/2 to 1 inch off of the measurement so that your coroplast can fit. The coroplast will drop right inside the grids as like a little box-shaped thing. So you measure the inside, not the outside. Coroplast comes in all different colors. Here we have a big 4x8 sheet. It bends. We were able to fit this inside the van because it bends like this, but you can also score down the center, which will not affect the quality of the coroplast, and you can fit it inside your car. You can fit it on top of your car because it's waterproof. It weighs very little. It's just like cardboard, and as you'll see in the next photo, it's just basically corrugated like your regular cardboard boxes are. What you want to do then is lay it flat, do your measurements, figure out what size sides you're going to make for your box area. We were able to make this with 5-inch edges. We usually like to make 6 inches, but using the 6 grids length, we could only make the sides 5 inches. Measure everything out. What we did here was to clamp down a metal ruler in place as a straight edge. You could do it however it works best for you. And just make sure everything's squared up and measured well before you start cutting. What we use to cut is one of these little, I guess it's a box cutter. It's a little blade knife, and you just slice against the grain. As you'll see in the next photo, you just slice, but you don't want to go through the entire width, or you'll basically be ruining the coroplast. So the blade tip should come out just slightly and cut through partial thickness. Go all the way down the edge. You want the whole thing to bend. And when you're done cutting, this is what your edge should look like. It should just bend easily and not break all the way through. And you'll be able to see the corrugated edges as such. This next picture will show how far out approximately you should put the blade, and that way even if you slip, you won't go all the way through the coroplast. Next, after you do the width like that, then you're going to cut down the length, which is with the grain. and cut all the way the same thing all the way from one edge to the next edge. And when you're done with that, you're going to go and cut through the entire length, as you can see on here, just in the corner area like that. So one of the edges of the corner is partially through and the other edge goes all the way through. When you've done this on both sides, this is what your edge should look like. It should go so that you can bend the corners up and tape them together. Basically, you're making a cardboard box to put inside your grids. You can see here the blade from the knife is all the way out now because we're cutting off the excess. This is what the cage will look like standing up, and this is what your corners will look like when you're done. You're just folding them up together. You find what kind of tape you want to use to tape the edges, and that's the only way they're held together is by tape. We used clear plastic tape, as you can see. You can also use duct tape. And as you can see, my little one was carrying the excess plastic upstairs, very lightweight. He's just 5 and he could carry this piece very easily. The next big step is to take your box after it's taped together and simply place it inside the grids and hope that you measured everything right and that it fits. And as you can see, it fit in there perfectly, and your cage is finished unless you're going to separate the center into sections. And that's exactly what we did. We split it in half, like I said before. So we just put 2 more grids along the center. We hooked the top part into the connectors. The bottom part, obviously, you can't hook into the connectors, so the bottom part we just hooked together the 2 grids in the middle with cable ties, and on the outside we used larger cable ties to hold everything together. This will only work separating the cages like this if you put same-sex animals in there, because they could obviously get through the grids, but if they would start to fight, this will keep them in separate parts so that they could run away from each other, which sometimes happens with guinea pigs. Well, happens with any of us. We don't like crowded spaces. This is the finished product with the water bottles hanging, the feeders hanging. I put some little plates underneath the water bottles because sometimes they tend to drip, and you could decorate the cage any way you want. I put the excess plastic in the back to keep some of the extra chips from going out, and basically saving that piece of plastic if I want to use it for something else down the line. All the pigs are in place. They seem to be enjoying things, although I did eventually move the water bottles to the sides of the cage so they could socialize a little easier. We don't need a lid on this, although you might if you have other animals in the house. As you'll see in a few minutes, my cats come up to the cage and they don't bother the animals, but this is your finished project. I hope you enjoyed, and if you need more information, you can look online, and there's many organizations that will show you how to find these cages. You can buy the cages on eBay. They're still cheaper than what you would buy comparable in any store for a big enough cage for your guinea pigs. Never put your guinea pigs on wire floored cages, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Feel free to leave a comment.